Matthis, State of Opportunity, North Carolina, January 18, 2025. The dream lives on March. 9 a.m. at the farmer's market. Walking to the Civic Center. Multicultural groups going to be performing. We're going to have food there. Let's fellowship. I am sitting here now with Ms. Hunt and Mr. Duncan. Mr. Duncan, you are the city manager. City manager.
Yes, sir.
And Miss Hunt, you are
the city clerk.
the city clerk. How y'all doing today?
Great.
Fine, and you?
Very good, very good, very good. Now, you heard about the march, correct?
Yes.
What do you think about the march?
I'm excited,
Okay.
and I'm looking forward to participating.
Oh, you gonna march?
I
You
am.
with your shoes on?
I am.
Okay, okay. What about you, Mr. Duncan?
Yes, sir. I think it'll be a great event to bring the community together.
Okay. Are you gonna march too?
Yes, sir.
Put them shoes on.
Oh, yeah.
New Balance. You're gonna get a commercial for New Balance. Okay. So question to ask you, how long have you been in office? Your position that you've been in?
I've been with the city for 33 years. I've been the city clerk since 2008, so 16 years.
16 years. And you, Mr. Duncan, how long have you been in your position?
Around 2.5 years.
2.5 years. Good stuff, good stuff. So if to ask both of y'all this question, if Martin Luther King was alive right now, and you had the opportunity, and he's in the room, and it's just you and him, and you had the opportunity to ask him a question, right? What question would you ask him?
I would probably ask what prompted him to do what he did down through the years.
Okay.
What happened within his life that caused him to want to move out and march and help bring about peace and unity, love.
Yeah. And for you, Mr. Duncan?
I'd ask him, what accomplishments we've made since he's been around, and how far we've come from that time.
Yeah. And the city of Clinton is very unified. Though other cities might not be as unified as us, but we're very much unified. I mean, there's so much diversity that is among our community, which is, unity, love here. If I must ask, how does this march impact the both of y'all? What would you, if you were going to say, this is what I'm looking for in the march, what would that be? What are you looking to get out of the march?
I'm looking for unity among the people.
Yes.
I mean, I'm hoping and praying that African Americans, Caucasian, Native Americans, everybody come together and participate.
And you, Mr. Duncan?
Yeah, I think anytime you have an opportunity to have an event like this and bring the people together, I think it's a great benefit to everyone involved.
Oh, good stuff. And do you believe of your experience? I'm sorry, you're native. You're from here, correct? You're
Right.
native from here. Are you, Mr. Duncan, from here?
I'm from just up the road in Greenville, North Carolina.
Okay, got it. And how long have you been here?
Since I took just about 2.5 years now.
Okay, good stuff. So knowing that both of y'all have some type of history here, what is it that you would say to impact the community? What is it that you see because you drive around, what is it that you think that you could say, hey, this is something that I believe that we can fix, in that fashion? What would it be? I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Duncan.
I don't. I'm not really sure where I would start. There's not a whole lot that needs fixing. Quite honestly, we've done a good job with public safety and so forth, and the people here. I mean, Clinton's rich with the amount of people that want to give in the community aspect of it.
To me, the problem that I see within the city of Clinton and a lot of places is the lack of communication. It's not that we speak different languages, but we have different interpretations. So if I could fix the communication, lack of communication gap, I think Clinton would be a whole lot better.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. And what speech out of Martin Luther King, what speech really kind of touches you the most? Out of all his speeches, which one would you say touches you the most? I'll start with you, Ms. Hunt.
Well, you know, of course, I'm going to say I have a dream. I mean.
Yeah. Yep.
I think, I don't know about the speech, but the line that I've always held high esteem is, and I'm probably going to mess it up, but it's something along the lines of the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. And I think he was very ahead of his time in saying that, and I think we have come a long way. I know things aren't perfect, of course, but we're getting towards justice, just as he said it would happen.
Yeah, good stuff. Definitely, man. I thank y'all so much for coming out. I ain't gonna hold y'all up. I appreciate everything. Miss Hunt, you are a pillow in this community. Let me say that. I would say that your knowledge of the people that you can reach, the respect that the people have for you is so wonderful. I have to give you that, like on air. I want you to know that from my heart. And I truly believe that this community is uplifted by you. You know, some of the stuff that you do behind the scenes, you know, because you don't always have to be out front. Just some of the stuff that you do, you know, you're approachable. You know, everybody's not approachable. So I give you that. And you have a kind spirit too, man. You truly do, Mr. Duncan. And I pray that, you know, the position that you're in, that you continue helping our community, continue moving forward and listening to what our community is saying. And when I say community, I'm not just saying African Americans, I'm saying the community, the people that have residence here. You know, because that's to me is important. So with this, I pray that, and on that on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we have a prayer breakfast, I believe, on that Friday in Newton Grove. We have our march that Saturday, January 18th. We have a banquet that night, and that Monday we have another. That's a luncheon, correct, Miss? Is that a luncheon?
Yes.
That's a luncheon with Dr.
Ted Thomas. Others.
He's been doing that for 25 years, y'all. 25 years he's been doing this. So come out that whole weekend, shine the light on the community, shine the light on Martin Luther King's. We love y'all. If there's anything y'all could say to the community, what would y'all say?
I would say come out and participate on January the 18th.
Amen. Come out and participate on January 18th. Love y'all. Thank y'all so much. State of Opportunity, January 18th, 2025, 9 a.m. Farmers Market to the Civic Center. By 11, we should be in there fellowshipping, eating, laughing, listening to music.
Honey, do we pay our bill?
What bill?
The Star Communications bill.
No worries, honey. With Star's paperless billing and automatic draft system, I get a notification sent right to my phone. There's no need to be bothered with those paper statements, and our bill is paid on time every month.
Well, that's easy and convenient.
It sure is, honey.
Honey,
Yes, dear.
the bake.
Oh, right.
Les Matthis here, State of Opportunity, North Carolina. The dream lives on. January 18th, 2025. The march here in the city of Clinton. I'm here at Butler's. And believe it or not, I got to give this. Listen, she has real ice cream here. This is Miss Faircloth. How you doing, Miss Faircloth?
I'm great, thank you.
Very good, very good. So let me ask you a question. So you have a husband, I can only
I do.
imagine. Yes. How long you been married?
20 years.
20 years. You have kids?
We do. We have 4.
4 kids. Got it. So you're kind of, your dad was doing something, correct? Like, and what is his name?
My dad, he was Robert Hill.
Okay.
He was he was a coach in our community through our high school and with our recreation department for over 40 years.
Okay, got it. So you do something under, I heard about a little bit of what you
Yes.
do.
Each month we do the Robert Glenn Hill Senior Player of the Month.
Okay.
It's based on their academics as well as their athletics, if they can maintain their grades as far as you know, a B plus average is what I like to see, and
Okay.
be athletically trained and disciplined.
Yeah, yeah.
We pick a school through the county or the city or the private schools around here, and we have a representative each month to come in.
Wow.
Yep.
And you have a store. I'm actually in this store. Like,
Yes.
explain to me, how did you, first of all, where did you get the name? What was the creation of the name?
Butler's has been here forever.
Mm-hmm.
It started out as a pharmacy years and years ago, and then there's been different owners over the course of the last few years. I actually took over, bought the interest of my part back in September.
Okay.
So I became owner here in September, and I wanted to take it back to the original, so I took it back to the Butler's on Main name.
Okay. Okay.
Just because of the history there, and you know, people will always associate this building with being Butler's.
You're being Butlers, yeah. And what do you have? You have so much here. What do you have here?
We still have our old-fashioned soda shop,
Okay.
which is where we do our floats and our
Okay.
vanilla cokes and cherry cokes, and then we have our ice cream bar. That's predominantly on this side, and then on the other side we do have a boutique.
Got it. So I'm doing a march,
Yes.
right? And the vision is January 18th, 9 a.m. Farmers Market, which is right behind you.
Right.
And we're going to march from Farmers Market to the Civic Center.
Right.
Now, this march is for Martin Luther King, right? It's the keep the dream alive. And in this march, it's right close to you. And if you had an opportunity, and Martin Luther King was sitting right here where I'm at, and you had to ask him any question, what would you ask Martin Luther King? Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King. Got to get that Reverend in there, y'all. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King.
The first thing I would ask him is how he could help us as a society put God back into our schools,
Oh, wow.
because that was the firm foundation that he stood on.
Yes.
And how to change the mindset and the principles of what we're based on today, because it's totally different than what
Yeah.
his ideas were.
Yeah. Wow. And he was a believer. You know, I believe in my heart that that's what kept him motivated. That's what kept
Absolutely.
him going. He waited and wanted to hear from God, and then moved.
Yes.
And the average man moves before listening to God, you know, especially with going back then. You know, back then it was more harder than it is now, you know. And here at your store, you know, you have so many different, I believe, customers that come in.
Yes.
You know, and you kind of, so you're almost like, you know what I mean, a house of Dr. Martin Luther King, because you have African Americans come in, you have Hispanics come in, you have
absolutely.
Caucasians come in, you have whatever nationality, not just for your ice cream, but to come and buy stuff here. So you're like almost like a Dr. Martin Luther King house if you look at it.
The thing about it is when they come in, I don't see them for the color that they are.
Wow, good stuff, good stuff, good
They're
stuff.
just
definitely.
they're just a person. They're
Yeah,
just
good stuff. Yeah, and that's good because we need that. You know what I mean? That's what this march is about for me.
Right.
This march is really about unity in the community.
Absolutely.
You know, so you're here during the march.
Mm-hmm.
How does that play a part? Like, your nationality is?
I'm white.
You who?
I'm a Caucasian.
You're
white.
Caucasian. Okay, I'll be said I'm African American. I'm you know, you gotta be kind of
You gotta
mindful
be
how you say stuff, right?
Politically correct,
Yeah.
but yes, I am.
But I mean, we humans. You know what I mean? Like, to me, you're my sister. You're always
Yes.
gonna be my sister.
Yes.
Hopefully, I'll be your brother.
That's
you know what I
right.
mean? So being Caucasian, you know, and knowing that the diversity that went back with Martin Luther King,
Mm-hmm.
like now, how does this march? What does that mean to you?
You know, well, first of all, it's an honor to even be able to be in the area. You know, even just as a business owner, being asked to participate, to advertise, or you know, whatever, it is an honor, because I want people to know, outside of a business owner, that I am still a person who is a believer of, you know, the cultural diversity is great, but I mean, there's also an intimacy that comes along
Yes.
with being
Yeah.
a business owner and
Yeah.
having so many different nationalities come through my store and being able to form those relationships and those, you know, those bonds. And I think that, you know, it's definitely an honor to be able to sit back and watch and take part in something that has such a historical meaning on it.
Yeah, good stuff. Definitely, man. You know, it's been an honor sitting here and talking to you and coming to your store. And my stomach is growling for some ice cream right now, I tell you, or a float, a root beer float, you know. You know, to me, it's beautiful to sit down with different nationalities, you know what I mean, and understand your culture.
Right.
I believe back then for Martin Luther King, the adversaries that were against him didn't want to sit down, didn't want to have that understanding. And it's not their fault because they were trained that way. But after generation, my kids would play with your kids. That was the dream. The dream was that me and you would be in the same school together, that me and you would still get a fair education, you know. So knowing that, you know, and knowing that this march is here, you know, I thank you for opening up your doors, you know what I mean? I thank you so much for taking your time out, allowing me to come in and do this interview. You know, are you gonna march with us?
I mean, I'll be glad to march. I'll be glad to march.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Definitely. If not, bring your kids. Let them march because we're right here. It means something.
It does.
You know,
I think it's important that, you know, the community sees involvement from all facets of life. I think that, you know, the message that he sent, even though we are in a society where there's still so much hatred and violence based on, you know, nationality or race or whatever, I do think the message that he tried to send was a game changer for our world.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Definitely.
I feel, you know, those who have, regardless of race, who have listened to him and his messages and read on him and studied his word, that they know that there is such sincerity that came with what he tried to put out.
Yeah. We came a long ways.
Yep.
If you look just for African American, because that's what I am. I look at, we came a long ways. You know what I mean? We truly do. And I think now this would be an annual march. This would be a march I pray that I could continue, long as I live, to continue to do and let it get larger.
Yes.
And then let other cities begin to, we trend away and other cities follow behind us.
On it.
That we begin to do not just a parade, but do a march. January 18th, 2025, Farmers Market, 9 a.m. You guys come out. For the elderly people, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out how can I get you guys without walking. Maybe I could get donations of golf carts. I don't know, I'm gonna try, y'all. I'm gonna try. Hopefully I'll be able to get some golf carts out there. Hopefully somebody will sponsor golf carts. Hey, if you're listening, you got a golf cart, you wanna sponsor your golf cart, bring it down to the Farmers Market. January 18th, 2025, starting the year off right. Here, State of Opportunity, North Carolina. Les Matthis here. Thank y'all so much. Thank you so much for taking your time out. I mean, your store, the bells be ringing when I'm sitting here. Customers just coming. And also, you guys, come on out to her store, man. Come out. History is made. History has been made. We have unified. This is a unified city, the city of Clinton, North Carolina.
If you run a business, you need sales. To get sales, you need customers. To get customers, you need exposure. Let our team of experts craft and produce the perfect video ad to reach your intended audience while making the most of your advertising dollars. Call 1-800-706-6538 or visit starcom.net to contact our Star Communications production team and get your business moving to the next level.
Town. Finally a chance to relax and forget that you left your front door completely unlocked. Fortunately, you just installed a security system from Star Communications. With just your cell phone, you can check on your house, lock it down, light it up, and get back to relaxing.
You forgot to put Buster in his crate.
Unfortunately, we can't help with that. Security and automation from Star Communications. Call today to find out more.
The average American household has 17 devices connected to the internet. With more and more devices able to get online, you may need to increase your internet speed. Call Star Communications today and let us help you select the package that's right for you.
Hey, Les Matthis here, State of Opportunity, North Carolina, January 18th. 2025, to kick off January, the first month, Martin Luther King March. The dream lives on. I am sitting here with Councilwoman Wanda Corbett. How you doing today?
I'm well, and I hope you are.
I'm well. Thank you. First of all, thank you so much for taking out your time. I know you have, it's the season right now. We're moving around, doing this, shopping. And you're married, correct?
I am.
Okay,
I am.
good. How long you been married?
36 years.
36
years.
What do you think the secret is?
Well, I know that for us, the secret is Christ. He's the center of our marriage. He is, he's the foundation on which we have built a life.
Okay. So, all right. So we're doing a march, January 18th, and it was presented to the council. You're one of the ones I'm able to sit down with, and January 18th, 2025 at 9 a.m. at the Farmers Market. We're going to be marching from the Farmers Market in the city of Clinton to the Civic Center in the city of Clinton. Now, if Martin Luther King was alive today, and you had the opportunity, like one-on-one, that me and you, what would you say to him? What would be the question that you would ask him, if any, besides being starstruck? I know we both would be.
We get over it. Yeah, that's right. You know, I think for me, some of the things that I would want to talk with him or to hear him talk with, I wouldn't want to really talk as much as to hear what he would say, because he was such a vessel of wisdom, not only in the trying of the unification of people in general, but his love for people. I can relate in that, why I would want to hear what he has to say, because it's so important. It's even more important to me now than at any point in time or in my lifetime, is that the ability to love that he had. That was important to me, because that's what I want and try to possess in every aspect of my life. I want somebody to know that I love them. I want somebody to know that I care. I want somebody to know that what matters to them matters to me. And that's what I saw. That's what I see, and I saw in Dr. Martin Luther King. In that, you know, we know that, you know, with his, you know, I have a dream speech, and I love, but I love to play and hear him say about being kind, because it wasn't a small thing. You know, it wasn't a little minute little kick to the side or a little piece that he talked about. And that's what I would want to talk with him about. He had one of my favorite things is listening to parts of or being aware of his own eulogy. And sometimes we have a saying, we say that, you know, people sometimes will take your kindness for weakness. And he addressed that, and I love that he addressed it, that, you know, sometimes when you're kind to people that other people taunt, then people become suspicious of you. Sometimes he went on to say that when you are kind, when people don't think that you should be or could be or whatever, then it's met differently. They think that you have, you know, an angle or whatever, but being kind in itself is what matters. That's what we're called to be kind one to another. We're kind to care. We're called to care one for another.
We all we have right now. That's all we have. We all we have. And I love that you said the part about love. You know, one thing as I grew up, my generation grew up, the speech about black, white, Hispanic men all together as one, and the vision for the state of opportunity in North Carolina is unity and love, right? And love. But sometimes I believe when you share too much love to people, they take advantage of it. Like you said, they would truly take advantage of it. And you're counsel, correct? You're a councilwoman. That would be the. And so for your board, I believe that's what it's called. Your board, you're the only woman on that board, correct?
Correct.
How do you feel? How do you feel about being the only one, and not just a woman, but an African American woman? Come on, somebody.
Well, actually, I'm honored.
Amen.
I'm honored, and more so, I'm humbled. Because I hope that I bring something to the table.
Oh, you do. Oh, you do.
I hope that I bring something to the table.
Oh, you do.
I hope that my take is of reasoning, it's important to me to advocate. I want to live my whole life knowing that I've spoken for somebody. And it's important to me that, you know, where there's not a voice at and there needs to be, if I have the ability to be that, then it is incumbent on me to do that. I feel like I've got to serve a purpose. I don't want to be here and leave no footprint. And the footprint that I leave is not important to be about me, but I want to be about. My husband and I say this thing many times. Our mantra is life is about choices. However, we say that it's so important that we be about our Father's business, that whatever kind deed or word or gesture that I can show to you, whoever you are, I need to do that. It's very, very, it's extremely important to me. But at the end of it, I don't really care if you even know my name. It doesn't matter. If you are able to say, you know that fat lady, I don't know her name, but you know that fat lady came through. I do, but that's what I say. It is what I say. But that's not very kind. But anyway,
beautiful young lady. Wait, she's a beautiful young lady. Let me tell y'all that. Hands down, beautiful young lady. Go ahead.
But I do say it doesn't. I want somebody to be able to say it doesn't matter that David knew what the name was. But I want somebody to be able to say, whoever she is, she was kind to me, you know. She had a kind word to me or a kind deed to me or went out of her way to do something for me. But it doesn't matter, you know,
the name,
you know, sometimes we get caught up in the name, in the accolade, and the pats on the back. And that takes over a lot of time. That can't be as important as the deeds. And that's
the most important.
It's the most important thing, and that's what I want.
So being the only woman on the board, and I have been, when I first met you, you were open arms, you were loving, you were caring, gave me a hug, didn't know me from Adam to Eve. All I did is speak about, hey, this is what I want to do for the city. Can you play a part in it? That was, to me, like you said, that mean more than anything to be loved, you know, not even knowing who the person you loving, but because of who you are, you share that love. So in this march right here, and also for your board, what do you want the people to know, you know, first of all, are you marching with us?
It is my intent to be with you.
Come on, somebody. Yes.
It is my intent to be with you. When you were talking just now, my mind went off to Maya Angelou when you were talking, when she says that people aren't going to remember the things that you said. They're not, you know, they're not going to remember the things that you said, but they are going to remember how you treated them. They're going to remember how you treated them.
And your council board as a woman, and what I'm seeing, they love on you. You know, and it's amazing because I look at the unity up there. You know what I mean? Like, y'all, I don't see y'all argue. I've seen on TV, I haven't been to city council, but I've seen them ready to fight the city council. We don't have that in the city of Clinton.
No.
That is the most beautiful thing, that we are so unified. The mayor talks to the fire department, the fire department talks to the police department talks to the planning board. It's all unified. And if we have some type of misunderstanding, because I don't say arguments, misunderstanding, we still stand in unity. And that, to me, chose this city to do the march. Because a lot of cities that I have wanted to do the march in, God said no. He said, unity is where I give it to you at. And that alone, when I said, oh man, I have to do interviews. Because I want the people to know, I want them to have a one-on-one with you. Everybody's not gonna make it down here to a council meeting. They wanna know your heart. They wanna know, you know, how are you helping our people? What are you doing? Not just for our people, but for our community.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I see that you have a loving, a heart of God. You know, because God, they said that he when he was walking, they said they was whipping him, and they were whipping him, and they were whipping him, right? But they said he just kept going without saying something. And to me, with that, that's like saying the same thing. This January, the weekend of Dr. Martin Luther King's celebration starts on Friday. See, I don't just advertise for me.
Right.
It's for Dr. Martin Luther King. Starts on Friday. There's a prayer breakfast. Saturday, there's a march. Saturday night, there's a banquet. Monday, there's a luncheon. Our city has reached beyond just one day.
Right.
We have totally took over the weekend. And to me, that's unified. Only but God.
Right.
If there was anything that you would say, before I ask that question, how do you see the event strengthening between the bond between the council and the community? How do you see this event?
I'm thrilled about the opportunity of the event, in that this speaks to something that is extremely important to me.
Amen.
Not wanting there to be a divide between the council and the community. Needing the community to know that, when they have an issue, when something arises and you have a concern, there are 5 districts in the city of Clinton. Someone sitting on that board represents you.
Wow.
Everybody up there represents the whole city as a whole. But somebody up there represents the district in which you live in. It's important to know that that's a phone call that you can make when you have a concern. When something's not going right or something, it doesn't have to be that it's not going right. Sometimes it's nice to call to say, those guys on that sanitation truck, and I will tell you, we have the best from the we do.
We have the best everything.
We have the best everything. I go down the road, and when I see those trucks and those guys, I say to them, I used to honk the horn. But I came to the conclusion that is a little distracting. So I try to get their attention because I need them to know. I want them to know how much I appreciate and the community appreciates them. We have a police force that, it is just important to them. And if you watch them, you will see that it is just important to them to serve as it is to protect us. They, these young men and women, they go out and they give of themselves, and they make it an above and beyond effort to connect with people. They have a job to do. Yes, they do. They have a job to do, and they do it well. They do it very well. I was pulled over and stopped by a police officer, and rightfully so. I should have been, because I was in the wrong. But even in that, I say that even when these things happen, there's a way. That sometimes we say it's not what we do or what we say sometimes, it's the way that we do it. The culture of our police department and of our fire department and of our sanitation and our recreation department, the culture, we have heads that walk before their departments. That's important. It's important that the person that is walking before you is walking upright.
Correct.
So then you're more in line and in tune to walk upright. When you have department heads that come correct in what they do, then those that follow behind them are more inclined to want to do so too. So we're blessed. We are blessed. We have, it's not, sometimes you may have a good person or department here or there or whatever, but we're blessed to have it across the board. We're blessed.
I thank you so much for coming out, taking your time. January 18th, the dream lives on. Martin Luther King March, Saturday, starting at 9 a.m., the farmers market in the city of Clinton, marching to the Civic Center in the city of Clinton. One unity, one love. The dream lives on. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking your time out. You're such a loving person. I just got to meet you that one time. I just want to say, listen to me. She said a key piece. She said you're able to pick up the phone and find out who's over your district and speak to them. Not just speak about problems, but speak about, hey, I just want to say you're doing a great job. I just want to say, hey, encourage each other. That's what we're going to do. We're going to encourage each other. Thank y'all so much. We love y'all. State of Opportunity. We're coming. Y'all watch now. This is just a little bit. This is an annual event, though. This is just a little bit. Love y'all. Thank y'all so much.